All right, we're back. Sorry for the break. I just didn't want to really record what I was trading because I wasn't trading well. I just wasn't trading well whatsoever. I was taking too many trades over risking, and so just trading soon after the next on the lower time frames, which is never good. Never good, especially in Asia session, and then recouping it in New York and then losing it again in PM, like just things that aren't great to do. But today's execution was actually something that I liked. It was a little difficult to see off the beginning because we didn't have many cracking correlations. It was mainly a price based and cycle alignment trade, but it did happen like right at our 945 distribution in manipulation, which looks like we're continuing lower for in our cracking correlation. What is this? Distribution. So lower targets, really discount of the month. We have to look on the really higher time frame because this has been happening in a monthly time. This entire month has been the market maker model. So this 4 hour could definitely drop us to lower, even be signs of our reversal, is what I'm thinking if this does not want to get hit. Because just generating highs and I mean the cracking correlations look good enough to hold, but we've been all time high favored for a long time, so that's the only thing opposing this. So looking at our time frame alignment, 15 minute and 5 minutes, where not too much help. I was anticipating a 5 minute PSP, but it was just too big of a candles, and there was too many different sell side targets that were time based. We had DCA, which was holding until it swept, but this looked like a common um, initial high, initial low, highest high, and lowest low after 7 a.m. Sweep kind of thing on ES. It looked like AMDX. So I was looking to trade 30-minute PO3 by 10 o'clock, and honestly, I closed this way too early, and because we're so volatile, it really meant a lot in terms of P&L. So 5 minute didn't offer me anything. Neither did the 3 minute, except for this for value gap, but I used the 2 minute instead because it just looked cleaner in my opinion. I could use this as well. The 2 and 3 minute looked the same in terms of that, but there was a second 2 minute that appeared and was supporting in at D in our 9:45 to 10 o'clock macro. So that was my entry time. The time was right, the cycle was right, and even if this was manipulation and manipulation for low of day, or it's going to be for lows to take later, I was going to be out by this high. This was enough for me to take. In fact, I ended up taking not an ideal position because I sized in with this, but still because I sized in, I wanted to take that profit to minimize our loss on the day. But I mean, looking at that 93 to what we had 160 points, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. It would have paid off much, much more. I did pyramid, so initially the risk was here 70 points with 5 contracts, and then I pyramid 2 because I was confident in the 30-second holding. I mean, the 15-second wicks were like just so aggressive too. So after that, I'm just confident. I knew the 2 minute was holding. We are just trading on the 2 minute time frame, so waiting for that to wick down. But safe stop on the 2 minute is down here. I knew that. I knew that for a fact for the risk that it would have to be there. And then this little gray box that I marked out was our initial sweep on A. So our A low, this is the wick of that. And I'm just watching that for price just change structure. I couldn't really use that on ES, but on NQ I could use that. And so even though it was sloppy in A and manipulation was also sloppy, I could wait for these OTE retraces. I mean, first retrace of the 30 minute is usually not deceiving. So hop down to the 30 second. 15-second. You can see when the structure is shifting over. Sometimes, not on this ton, but on ES you can. Right here you can see the structure shifting over on the second retrace, but this first retrace right here, just not easy to enter in on. But after that confirmation, you had this gap to use into your favor, and then you could have lowered your risk based on the 2-minute higher time frame gaps. And if you put a limit in there with the stop here, it could have been at like 56 points. And these are all the other entries you can get. Honestly, thinking about doing limits now, because if the trade criteria is there, then we just have to get it to our target, and that would be like 200 points. So that happened within okay, so within our time, 9:45 you enter in on, and then 10 a.m. exactly. So 10 a.m. exactly hit that. So this is our 30-minute PO3. Like if we take away all of this, this is our 30-minute PO3 candle. Our manipulation low. The only SMT was with YM. So if you just used YM as that Kraken correlation, I mean, it was very close. Let's just mark it out. It was so close. Yeah, I mean, right there, I can't believe this didn't hit. But if it didn't hit, it was going to reverse. So after that sweep, I waited for the next retrace, which was during that distribution quarter and distribution on the 90-minute. So when those two are paired, usually I say trade for the 30-minute PO3. Because we're in manipulation for the daily, I didn't really think it was going to go up higher than the buy side. That was like really close, because I was also, a decent amount of points away. It was 200 points away. But I thought this would be the next closest target. Otherwise, this is low resistance, and we're just kind of wait for it because it was an XAMD day. So distribution isn't going to happen until like 3 p.m., like much, much later is what I'm thinking. Or if it's accumulation, yeah, it's not going to happen until 3 p.m. basically. So that was how I analyzed the day. I mean, you can see how crazy YM is. It's just going to take out all these relative highs that we had. We had more relative highs on YM than we do ES, but I mean, ES still have a lot of highs in this market maker model. Plus, we hit discount buy side on ES, and we didn't on NQ. So we have minor SMT in that direction. If we want to get above the new weekly opening gap, then we would start like really moving up higher. Trade open, new weekly opening gap for this week and last week is what I'm looking at. Otherwise, that was the trade, just 30-minute PO3 for the daily range until PM. Because when it's an XAMD day, usually you want to take trades in AM and then exit them. You don't want to hold them because you're trading manipulation, and you're trading probably lower time frame distribution in manipulation, which just doesn't hold longer. It just gets your stop ran out if you're not in OTE of the daily range. So if you weren't in like this bottom wick here, then the aggressive pullback would take you out. So alright, I will see you guys in the next video, and do not exit early because it really is like an entire 1% that you're going to miss off your trade. Instead of this being a 3R trade, high risk, it was a 2R trade, like barely 2R high risk. So just always hold to your target, because if it's going to go there, it's going to go there. Then just hold it. And if you're going to exit, then wait for 10 a.m. candle to inverse. Wait for that to be an inversion and then exit. Or otherwise, you just hold it. So that's it for the lessons today. I will see you guys in the next video, which will be tomorrow. And I'm looking at a pretty nice distribution day, will be my prediction. So let's see what price action sets up for us tonight, and we'll be ready to trade tomorrow.